Hello, my name is Paula Anderson. I'm with the Cruise Center for Entrepreneurship, and today we're going to be talking to Alexa Kentatar, who is an ImagineU 2018 alumni. So tell us a little bit about what you've been doing since ImagineU.
All right, so ImagineU was able to give me the leadership skills in order to, thankfully, take business and apply it to engineering.
Okay.
So I learned a lot about, presenting yourself as well as obviously a group of people that you are involved with or represent.
Okay.
And a lot of my senior year has actually been more so presentations.
Okay.
So a lot of, showing off what you've learned the past few years and, showing your professors that you are able to move on into the world as a successful professional.
Okay.
And so with ImagineU, I was able to learn how to, use proper poise as well as, communicate with confidence,
Okay.
as well as, specifically. You want to be very factual, you want to be as accurate and true to, the vision that you're trying to communicate.
Okay.
And, with engineering, it's very rare to find, an engineer that can communicate the technical stuff to potential, customers, for example.
Okay.
Something I've actually wanted to do in the future is get my MBA.
Okay.
And as an engineer, that makes me, a two-sided sword.
Okay.
And so what I want to do is, obviously I'm going to take what I've learned from ImagineU,
Right.
and, the business and personal aspects, and hopefully create something I can, sell to people
Okay.
and help improve, their lives with.
Okay.
So ImagineU has basically given me the leadership and communication and professional skills
Okay.
for things that are more unordinary for people to use out there. So engineering has been primarily for me.
Okay, so you're saying that an engineering background is kind of more so like a individual based type career where it's not a whole lot of teamwork involved in it.
It's a little bit.
A little bit? Okay. So tell us how the teamwork aspect of ImagineU help you with what you're doing with your education and where you want to go in the future.
Right. So actually, more recently, I have a partner for my senior project, and that's it's the most important project you've got. It's very important.
Okay.
And at ImagineU, I was able to thankfully be the acting CEO of my own company for the 3 months that I was here. And I was able to learn about different personalities. We took personality assessments.
Okay.
And I learned a lot about myself as well as how I work with different personalities and how to approach them.
Okay.
And so I was able to work with a partner that was very opposite for me for this project.
Okay.
And our work ethic was very different. Our personalities were more extroverted, obviously, and one more introverted.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily a bad or good thing, but it's just a matter of how you approach that person and get work done.
Okay.
So with ImagineU, I was able to understand what may come across to a certain individual a certain way versus someone more similar to me. I would assume a certain phrase or task I give someone maybe more straightforward, and to someone else it may be confusing or perceived as something negative. And so I was able to take that into engineering and have my partner and I work more efficiently. Because without it, I would honestly I would be a little bit more confused or more awkward about the situation and how to approach it, which isn't what you want to focus on when you've got to graduate, for example, and get the job done. And so primarily for me, it's been a matter of just how to approach different personalities.
Okay. And so ImagineU is a 12-week internship program for students that are at different universities. So University of Memphis, Lamont College, Christian Brothers University, Southwest Community College, Memphis College of Arts. So it's a collaboration of colleges that provide internship opportunities for students who want to focus on a business concept. So let's talk a little about what you're doing in terms of your business ideas. So let's talk about that.
All right, so ImagineU was able to give me the foundation to start my own personal business.
Okay.
So engineering, personally, to myself, is very, very stressful.
Okay.
And so I'm always so immersed in that career. And so my hobby had always been art and music.
Okay.
And I'd gone through a period of time during the internship where I needed, to release my stress somehow or use my hobby to my benefit.
Okay.
And with the, of course, with the foundation I got from ImagineU, I actually paint. and I was able to create or use expression through my art, and use what I call flow art. So it's a mixture of paint and different types of mediums in order to get different styles and shapes and colors and shades to match, someone's, for example, emotion, personality, their room, etc. And it was very successful, actually. And it was simultaneously done the same as I was working as CEO for ImagineU. So I was doing 2 businesses at once, and it was not very stressful because of the resources they provided me in order to manage it. So I currently primarily sell my art to more so like college students who have dorms and decorate those, and families who want to decorate their homes. And they're customizable, different sizes, and I've been able to find out, how finances work and how to do customer discovery, and how to, pitch my idea and my purpose to, to these people that have never seen art like this before. It's not very intuitive. It's abstract, so you've got to really, sell it to them and have them understand, why this is going to be very, useful or very, very cool to have in your life, very essential to, that one spot on your wall that, really will make it. But
so how does your artwork connect with your degree with electrical engineering? It's kind of like 2 opposite things.
It is very opposite. It's actually very, very loosely connected. It's with engineering, there's a lot of design that goes into my specific major. I'm electrical, and I want to work on avionics or airplanes. And there's a lot of room for growth with trying to innovate and improve how aircraft is in this world. It'll always improve. And so with art, with airplanes, you've got to look at it, structurally, make sure, it's going to be able to withstand the different circumstances and look a certain way and be attractive. Because, there are people out there that get these these airplanes and use them for their own businesses. They see it as something they buy or use for their company. And so with art, even though it's abstract and even though you're really not sure how it'll look on the end or at the very end of that project, you've got to have an eye for design, have an eye for what looks good. Maybe too much of this color is overwhelming here. You may potentially want a little bit of a different medium here. You may want it to flow quickly here and be slower here, and it's different measures and sizes of art. It's hard to explain. Engineering and design very
so you're saying the concept of being creative with electrical engineering is kind of similar to the art that you're doing. So I see here that you're going to be graduating
Saturday. Yes.
So you're very excited about that.
Very excited.
So since you're wrapping up your undergraduate degree, what does Alexa like to do for herself? So what are some of the fun things about? Yeah.
I'm actually a musician, so like I said, I sing, play violin, piano. I did theater growing up, and I've been recently working more so on my health, so trying to get into the health world, and working out has been awesome. And college took up most of my time, but I'll have more free time with it, an actual job, no school. Hobbies, obviously, just being more around people, being more personable and spending time with people. And it's my thing. I want to talk. I love speaking, and I love sharing knowledge, so hopefully I can also go back to school and meet new friends and share more passions with them.
So what value has the Cruise Center had for you? I know ImagineU was like a program, and so let's just talk a little bit about the individuals that kind of help you through that process of being in ImagineU.
So I've gained definitely it sounds cheesy, but lifelong friends. It's very accurate. There was a specific individual named Ryan Pierce. He was on the same wavelength I was on during this program. He was an acting CEO for his own company, as I was for mine, and we were able to share either frustrations or writer's block, or just frustrations with our vision and revising it, because your business model is going to change over and over and over. And having someone in the same position as you and having to manage their own group of people and understand your stress and your communication problems that you may be working on with certain individuals on your team was nice to communicate and share with an individual like Ryan. We had late nights at this cruise center, so we were able to motivate each other and
Okay.
give each other pep talks, listen to each other's pitches, and refine them.
Okay.
And it was more of a friendship than it is a program with an awesome competition at the very end, but we were more so worried about, getting through and just being, successful and make ourselves proud.
Okay.
We wanted to do it for ourselves too.
So what advice would you give to the class that's getting ready to start later this month about the program?
Be yourself. Be yourself. Everything is going to be based on your personality and you in stressful situations. And you've got the resources. You've got Mike, the head of the Career Center, and Lisa and your peers and all these people that are there to see you grow, and they're there to help you, and you holding it all in isn't going to very much help, especially if you're on a team. It's going to hinder the progress. Ultimately, you're a team, and you've got to contribute as much as you can, and that involves opinions and then throwing in your emotions and your feelings and being genuine with yourself and your peers. It's 3 months, so it's going to be a little difficult to hold it all in. It's a business, and entrepreneurship is a very wonderful yet hard path of life, but it's worth it. It's great, and you've got a team.
So what do you think was one of the challenges that you faced while you were in the program?
Personally, it was being in a program I had never been in, or so opposite from engineering. I had no expertise. I was really coming in winging it. And so I personally followed that advice. I had to depend on knowledge from people on my team that were great at finance and creativity and social media, things that I wasn't very talented in, but I, as a team member, relied on us sharing knowledge, and that's what I loved and benefited from.
Okay. So is there anything else that you would like to share with our viewers about what you're doing or what you plan to do after graduation?
Well, I will be working with FedEx right now. I will be working on aircraft engineering, and I'd say you're always working in teams. Whatever career you fall into, you're always going to need these leadership skills. So keep practicing them. Don't lose sight of the friends that you make here, because they will understand where you started and where you've ended, and they'll be beneficial to depend on in the future if you do fall into entrepreneurship with whatever career path you're in. Because engineering is very different from entrepreneurship, but it is still an option. It's always an option. So use your friends and keep them close and always be positive.
Well, thank you so much for listening to us today. We are going to sign off now.